some of these topics, that's fine. However, when it comes to the great debate, does God exist?
5 minutes later.
You want me to look at what again?
Make it stop! Oh, make it stop!
Hey, what's going on, everyone? So, I was just sitting around and chilling, as they call it, when all of a sudden it was brought to my attention that G-Man made a video claiming that he was smarter than Peasy Myers. Peasy fucking Myers.
But stop with the Peasy Myers is smarter than me nonsense. The man is not smarter than me. The man couldn't tie my shoelaces on the topic of whether or not God exists or whether or not God is immoral or not, all right?
Now, while I may not be the biggest Peasy Myers fan, I really don't see G-Man winning a debate against him. I mean, we're talking about a person who claimed that starving kids weren't real, and then when called out on it, changed its position to, there aren't any starving Christian children. As if that's more rational or whatever. And yet, this is the guy that wants to take on a biologist? Yeah, for some reason, I don't see that going so well for him.
When it comes to the great debate, it doesn't matter about science. Great, he went to college and whatnot. He knows more, he's been more indoctrinated than me when it comes to some of these topics, that's fine. However, when it comes to the great debate, does God exist? Is God moral or immoral? You know, and topics like that we talk about here all the time on the internet. What I said in the comment section, I meant Peasy Myers would get humiliated in a conversation with me about these things because the man is a novice.
When you talk to a creationist, what you discover is somebody who knows absolutely nothing at all but is thoroughly convinced that he knows it all.
Even the answers that he gave for the science that he was talking about were predictable and things that he was talking about was the stuff that you would expect an evolutionist to say, you know, regarding these topics and whatnot.
It's amazing how pretentious they are.
But when it comes to the topic of whether or not God exists and the topic of morality, I know for a fact that I would stomp a mud hole in this guy because he doesn't. He seems to how can I put this? I mean, based on the hangout that I saw and what I'm seeing on YouTube, he seems to feed off of what other atheists say here on the internet. You know, I really don't care.
It makes for a great deal of aggravation when you're trying to impart information to them because they're already pretty convinced that you're wrong.
I believe that the person who makes the best argument is the person who wins. And I'm sorry, the man isn't going to make an argument better than what I've been saying regarding morality. As soon as I demonstrate the man's never read the Bible, conversation's over.
Oh wait, what? As soon as you demonstrate that he's never read the Bible, the conversation would be over? Oh, well, that's good to know, because that's what happened when Matt Dillahunty did that with you. So, he was right to hang up on you then, right? Based on your logic?
That, my friend, is an absolute loophole, which I already told you about.
You are going to disagree on
Then you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong, and you're done. It is blatantly written there, word for word. Move on to your argument for the existence of God.
Okay, so we agree to disagree on the sleep.
No, you're done. Bye. This is not agreeing to disagree. I'm going to pull up the passage right here, and I'm going to read it to you. If you buy a Hebrew servant, Exodus 21:2. If you buy a Hebrew servant, he's yours for 6 years, but in the 7th year, he shall go free without paying anything. If he comes alone, he is to go free alone. But if he has a wife when he comes, she is to go with him. If his master gives him a wife, and she bears him sons or daughters, the woman and her children shall belong to her master, and only the man shall go free. But if the servant declares, I love my master and my wife and my children, and do not want to go free, then his master must take him before the judges. He shall take him to the door of the doorpost and pierce his ear with an awl. Then he will be the servant for life. You, sir, are dishonest and unwelcome to call back in until you acknowledge that.
So, of course, I'm going to challenge him to a debate live on air, and maybe he'll say no again and run for me again by hanging up the phone. Because I don't look at a person hanging the phone up on me as a victory. I look at it as an act of cowardice.
You're embarrassed.
Right? And you've
already embarrassed yourself.
Scholar fiction.
Scholar fiction. The majority of the
people that watch my videos are atheists. They're going to take your side, even if you were a mass murderer killing babies on the street. They would take your side. Stop it.
They watch you because they laugh at you, and that's what you don't get.
And they're laughing at you right now because you're gone. Thank you.
Oh, right. Sorry. I forgot. Silly me. You don't hold yourself to the same standards that you hold everyone else to. How could I forget that?
Well, the guy's a rookie to me. He's a novice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And a lot of you out there might be like, oh, to him, but not me. Not me. I'm G-Man, and I don't play games on here. And PZ Myers would get wrecked. I would intellectually wreck this dude.
G-Man, I know that you hold yourself in high regard, but I really think you should take a step back and do some self-reflection. Because in all honesty, you haven't done the best job portraying yourself as someone who's worth taking seriously here on YouTube.
In this edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries, I'm going to prove, well, today we're not necessarily going to prove it. I'll let you be the judge. Whether or not you think Bionic Dance indeed has a demon living inside of her. I would like to give a shout out to Kent Hovind. You see, True Empiricism just recently made a video talking about how awesome Kent Hovind, how awesome he believes he is. I believe the man is awesome too. But these atheists, they crack me up. Oh, I have a lack of a belief because I don't see any evidence. No, you don't have a lack of a belief because there is no evidence. What you have is a willful, determined mindset to not believe in a God of the Bible because you hate him. I use a lot of the arguments that Kent Hovind used.
So are there any starving Christian children?
As far as I know, no. There are no starving Christian children.
Personally, I think you're a fucking idiot.